with nails. Oh. Slap my face. I decided to do a wear test for the new launch of the brand, Rare Beauty by Selena Gomez. And of course, I did a bunch of tests. I decided to test it throughout the weekend. So I'm going to be showing you a lot of footage throughout the weekend. And if you want specific information, there's going to be some timestamps down below. And of course, we're going to go from the whole day that I passed through. And then we will go into the specific details of every single product. So the first day that I decided to test it, I applied the makeup very quickly. All the products, I applied the primer, the foundation, concealer, the blush, the highlighter. I decided to apply some setting powder. I also applied a powdered blush on top of my blush and a powdered highlighter on top of the highlighter, and to see how it goes with other products as well. And I also used the brow gel only. I didn't use the pencil side because I don't really like it, so I wanted to test out the side that I liked better. And I applied the eyeliner as well, some mascara, and then I applied the setting spray from Rare Beauty. So it's really a whole long wear test of the whole line, of course, and we will mostly focus on the foundation because a lot of you guys wanted the foundation, and I know that you've been interested in the foundation specifically. So I decided to test it around for 12 hours long, and when I applied it on my face, I was really dry that weekend for some reason. So even with like a lot of moisturizer with the primer and everything, after applying the foundation, my skin looked super dry. So with all the products, you could see that it looked kind of powdery on my skin at first, and I tried applying a bunch of other setting sprays. So I applied a lot of the setting spray from Rare Beauty, then it wasn't working, it was still really dry, so I applied setting mist from e.l.f., a setting mist from other brands to try to make it dim it down and to make it more comfortable. But the thing is, especially with the setting mist, is my skin kind of looked waxy with a little coat of setting spray on top of my skin. So I decided to apply the Rare Beauty blotting powder with a puff on top of it, which looked absolutely better after that, but I still felt very dry. Then I am showing you now after 2 hours, it still looks the same. Basically, it didn't really change at all, so that is one thing that is good. And then I continued with my day. I did some cleaning, did a lot of things, and then I decided to go to the gym and to work out with the makeup to see how it would last. So I decided to do legs this specific day, so I would really sweat a lot. And to be honest, my makeup stayed really good throughout the entire workout and even after. And I had a hat on, and like I had a little line in my foundation right here, but I could blend it out a little bit with my finger and it still looked really good. 6:48 p.m. I decided to check in again with my phone to check, and it really looked amazing. To be honest, it looked better already just because my skin wasn't as bad, and that was right after the gym, after I drove back from the gym, and it looks pretty good. At 1:16 a.m. specifically, I decided to check up with my phone with the light in the living room, and you're gonna see a vacuum in the back, okay? There's still some things that are there, but my skin looked really good. It does look oily and glowy, but the coverage is still there. The blush is still there. Even my nose, I wear glasses throughout the entire day, and it's not that smudged up, to be honest. It still looked very good. Even after like more than 12 hours. It was around 2 a.m. in the morning, and then I checked and it was really oily. So one thing that I have to say with the updates and everything is, since I am pretty dry throughout the day, the foundation looked better. So it's like it melted all together. So if you're very dry, you might have a hard time with all these products on top of each other, even with the concealer. So I'm gonna go into the specifics that I noticed for all of the products, and I'm gonna start with the primer. So if you use this by itself, so the Rare Beauty Illuminating Primer, it will give your skin a glowy look because there's some pearls in there. It looks really nice. It's kind of like a skin highlighter, and it feels a little bit hydrated, but really not that much, to be honest. Helps the foundation stay in place, that's for sure. So you apply it. When you apply the foundation on top, if you leave it there, it's gonna dry there and it's gonna stay there. So it does help with the foundation sticking to your face. But for me, it would really need more hydrating properties, to be honest, for me to really love this product. So if you want to apply this only on your skin to have a glowy skin throughout the day and something that will not make you oily, this is really the primer for you, to be honest. I have a lot of things to say about the primer. I like it, but it's not enough to use with this foundation specifically. I would need to try it with other foundations for sure. Big thing that we're going to talk about is the Liquid Touch Weightless Foundation, and my shade is in 150C, of course, and I want to talk to you about this one in particular since a lot of you guys wanted to know. I have to say, with this primer first, we're going to start with this primer. The application on active acne is very difficult, so that means it doesn't really stay on to your skin. It just really moves, looks powdery on the nose, and sets in place. So like I said, it would just set if you don't blend it fast enough. It would set on your face and on the nose. It kind of like there's weird places where it would move, and I wasn't able to apply anything else, which is doing weird things on my nose. It's hard to correct, and if you're really dry, I'm saying extremely dry, it's gonna like get into places where you don't want to. So if you have a lot of fine lines, it's gonna get into these fine lines and it's gonna settle in there, which is not good if you have dry and texture on your face. Unclear, it looks beautiful on clear and super hydrated skin. So you need like plump, glowy skin from the beginning, and then this foundation will really look natural on you. If not, it's kind of gonna look powdery a little bit. And when I show you footage, it might not look like it on camera because it looks absolutely beautiful on camera, but in real life, even my boyfriend, what did he tell? Okay, just a sec. He compared it to paint, you know. He says, you know, some paints, they level itself on the wall, you know, so it gets into the things and it kind of looks leveled out. Well, this doesn't level itself out, which to me makes kind of a lot of sense. And it emphasizes the texture if you're dry. So just be careful with it. Today, I decided to try it with another primer to see if it would change anything or if it's just a foundation by itself. So I decided to try it with an oil primer since I am very dry at this moment. I tried the e.l.f. Retro Paradise Primer Glow Oil, and I decided to apply the foundation on top and everything else. And to be honest, the makeup application of the foundation was way better. Literally so much better. It looks so smooth. It goes on top of acne really nicely, and it does cover it better than when I tried it with only the regular primer. That's one thing that you want to consider if you are buying this foundation. And if you already have it and you think it is drying, try an oil as a primer and it will look better. We'll talk about the concealer as well. So this one is the Liquid Touch Brightening Concealer, and my shade is 150C again. I have a few things to say about this. So when I was applying it for the first time in my first video, it would crease a lot. And one thing that I noticed is if you apply really just a small amount of product, it doesn't really creases that much. So it won't settle too much, and you need to be really moisturized to make sure that it won't crack, even if you set it with a powder. And it does feel dry under my eye with this concealer with the other primer. So with the oil primer, it really is comfortable. It looks better. I still feel dry, I'm not gonna lie, but it is way better. Way better. And the color is good. It doesn't look really gray or anything. And even when I look now, it does creases a little bit for sure, 100%, but it is way better after. It's just the bad thing about this is it will enhance your lines under your eye, and you kind of want to avoid that. And when I smile, I can see that it's creasing and it's settled kind of in my line and it went over everywhere. So yes, it's a good color. It feels dry for me and it kind of creases. So this one I'm just like, you know. So update on the blush. I feel like the blush really lasts long throughout the day, like you saw in my at the beginning of the video. It really looks beautiful, but if you apply it with a brush specifically on acne, it will be removed instantly. And not only on the acne, there will have like a huge circle with no foundation, and you're just gonna see some, I would say, purplish colors coming through. You're gonna see weird things. things, your undertones and everything, you're gonna see it on your face, which you want to avoid at all costs. And I tried to apply it only with my fingers, and there was such a huge difference. This is meant to be applied with your fingers for this formulation. If you want it to look absolutely beautiful and not smudge or anything, fingers is going to be the way to go. And even with fingers, it will look way more pigmented. I noticed that it's very hydrating. So if you're dry in certain areas, this will help you stay hydrated. But I tried it to put it on my hand and then go with my finger and then apply it like this, and it looked better than if I just go straight with the doe foot applicator, because I feel like the doe foot applicator might move the foundation or might move things that you already placed there. So going with your finger and blending right away will really help with the blush and how it looks throughout the day and on your face in general. The highlighter. So a few things to say about this. This is very natural. If you're looking for something that will blind you from the sky at night, it will not be the highlighter for you. I feel like this would be something that I would mix with my primer, to be honest, to add a little bit of shine with it. If not, if you go straight directly on your face with the doe foot applicator, and then you blend with your finger, it will move everything, and there's gonna have a streak of no foundation, no blush, and no nothing, which you want to avoid because you don't want to have weird things happening on your face. It looks pretty, but I highly recommend you putting it on your hand and then going in with your finger, only fingers, don't use brushes, nothing. Okay, finger, you go, and then you apply layers by layers. So you apply and then you blend it into your foundation and make sure that everything is blended. You have to take your time with these products, and it will look nice. I decided to apply a couple of layers. So I applied 2-3 layers. It looked good, but then when I got to another one, like maybe 3-4, then it would start getting weird, and like the concealer would do weird things under. So don't apply too much, go in small layers. And if you want to have it way brighter and way like making a statement, just put something else on top, like a cream or a powder, something that will really enhance the highlighter that you already have. The brow gel. So this one, the Brow Harmony pencil and gel. I've been trying out the gel only just because I don't really like these types of pencil, and I already tried it and it was kind of smudging. It wasn't really long lasting. So to test it out throughout the day with the pencil, I feel like it would have ran onto my face when I went to the gym, so I want to avoid this. So I only went to the gel side, and as I can say, it is really nice. The only thing is it is very messy. You have to clean up. So if you want to do this, you might want to do it before your foundation, or you don't mind cleaning up afterwards, then it is totally good for you. It does last all day long. Really good. It holds the hair in place, especially that mine is really coarse, curly a little bit. It just does weird things. It does stay in place. Just don't try to touch it, because if you touch it, it's gonna go away. You have to avoid this. Now I want to talk about the eyeliner. So I talked about this, I recommended this, and I have a few things to say about it. Throughout my testing, I noticed that it would smudge throughout the day if your lids are oily. So if you want to avoid it smudging, you're gonna have to put either a eyelid primer that will block the oils from coming through, some powder. If not, if you have hooded eyes, it's just gonna smudge everywhere, and you want to avoid this so it doesn't just look weird on your eyes. Another thing is, I like the tip, but the problem is after the second time that I tried it, it dried up so quickly. Like I would just, like at first it's very black, it's nice, but then it gets very dry, and it's like it doesn't want to come out anymore. And even now, like over the course of trying it out, as you can see, it's not as black anymore as the first time that I tried it. So this is very much of a disappointment, because I really loved the brush tip and the formulation, but it dries so quickly on the eyes, it dries so quickly on the brush tip that it kind of dries within the bristles of the tip, and it's just the pigment doesn't come out anymore, and it's just very hard to apply, especially if you have hooded eyes. It's just the worst thing ever. So if you have hooded eyes, I kind of don't recommend this product. And if you're not good at doing eyeliner and you want to do precise work that requires you to have it open for a long period of time, I don't recommend this either as well, because it's just, you're gonna hate it. I had to literally wet it with my tongue so I could finish my eyeliner today, because I needed to have my eyeliner finished. And especially I start with this eye, then it looks really nice, black, and then you get to the other one and it's just, it does weird things. It was smudgy. It was, it wasn't as pigmented as I would want it to. And this is kind of frustrating, to be honest, for the price, especially. I don't recommend it. I mean, if you can't take your time to do your eyeliner and you have to rush, it's just not going to look equal and it's not going to look good. So it's just, like, hi, All right, so before I get to the setting mist, I want to talk about the lip souffle, which is the lip product. And this one I really, really like. I think this is kind of like my favorite product of the whole collection. I love lip products, especially that I tested it out throughout the gym. It was really good. I had to remove it a little bit on my lips just because of I drank a lot of coffee and it was kind of getting white in my lips, so I kind of remove it. But other than that, it lasts pretty long. If I look at my, it does do a little weird thing here. It gets kind of white throughout the day, like inside your mouth. So that is kind of weird, but the formulation is really great. And I had kind of like cracked lips today, and it still looks very good on cracked lips. It kind of smooths out the line. It looks really good. I overline my lips. It looks very natural. It just looks soft and so natural. Anyway, this one I really, really recommend. It's really good. And I prefer a light layer compared to a really thick application. The light layer looks really better on me, especially you can see I applied a lighter layer than the first time that I did the video, and it looks really good. Setting mist, I have a few things to say. I noticed different things today and throughout the weekend. So I applied the setting mist, which is the 4-in-1 Always an Optimist, and this is supposed to be hydrating. So at first, when I applied the regular primer, it looked really good at the end. It really melts the makeup together and it looked really good. But then today, when I applied the primer oil, I felt good. The makeup looked beautiful. And then I applied the setting mist, and it kind of looked like dry. It dried my skin. So I don't know if this is why my skin felt so dry during the first day, but it's like I didn't, like the makeup looked worse. It looked more powdery. It looked weird. I could see my pores more, and it was just like, like I didn't really like the result that it was giving me with the setting mist. So I had to apply another setting mist, which is the Fix Plus from MAC Prep Plus Prime. And to be honest, this one really moisturized my skin more. It really helped with softening my pores and everything with my texture. So when I applied this at first, what I did is I take my powder brush and I just pressed it into my skin where like I had a lot of kind of texture and weird things, and it did smooth out my pores and my texture, but it wasn't enough, and I felt very, very drier than if I just kept the foundation and the powder and everything on my face. So this made me dry in a way. When you apply too much of it, it becomes kind of waxy, coaty. It's kind of plasticky type of look when you apply too much on your face. Kind of make it look dry with the oil primer under. So you have to be careful with how you choose your products. So there's a lot of combination that will not work with certain products. So this one, it definitely doesn't work with an oil primer for me. What I said doesn't mean it's going to work for you. Doesn't mean it will not. Doesn't mean it will, doesn't mean it will not. It really depends on your skin type, how your skin reacts to products. So there's the Blot Glow thing. I didn't really try the blotting papers. I tried it in my other review, and it kind of removed the foundation if you're too oily. So if you're too oily and using these sheets, it will remove your foundation, which you want to avoid. And then the powder puff, I tried it again, I would say yesterday or the day before, and it's like there was no powder coming out of it. I don't know if I had a bad batch or something, but it's like there wasn't a lot coming out, but then it's kind of stopped coming out for some reason. So I don't know if because there's not a lot coming out, it doesn't really change anything, or you have to blot before and then apply this. But anyways, that's what I think about it. This is my update on the Rare Beauty products, the long wear test. If you have any questions or anything that you want to know more about these products, make sure to tell me down below. And if you like the video, make sure to like the video and to share with your friends, and also consider subscribing if you want to see more content like these and more beauty videos, makeup, skincare, everything. And if you like these and you want to see every time that I post a video, make sure to hit the bell, because I post 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. And that's about it. So I really hope that you enjoyed the video, and thank you so much for watching. I really love you, beauties, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, beauties.